Welcome, baseball fans, to the Buster Ball podcast. This is a summary of the Giants Dodgers series that was played over the weekend. Game 70, 71, and 72. The Giants lost the series 2-3, and the Giants won the first game 6-2, which was a really cool game. It featured 3 home runs and a grand slam by Casey Schmidt. Logan Webb got the win, and it was a great game for the Giants. They played really well. Logan Webb went 7 innings. They got 2 hits and 2 runs and 3 walks, which is probably the only tarnish on his line for that day, and 4 strikeouts. He faced 25 batters through 98 pitches, 66 for strikes for 67%, and a whip of .71. Of those 98 pitches, he threw 28 sinkers, 23 sweepers, 11 four-seam fastballs, 28 cutters, and 10 changeups. So you can see that he really evened it out pretty well with all 5 pitches. That's what you want to see in your starting pitcher. He has a large arsenal, lots of movement, lots of visuals, up, down, in and out. That's why Logan Webb is one of the best. So that was a great way to get going for the series. And then the next game, game 71, featured Landon Routt against Clayton Kershaw. And the Giants lost 11-5. The Giants scored 5 runs on 6 hits and no errors. The Dodgers had 11 runs on 11 hits. It wasn't really that. It was a bad game for the Giants. The only bright spot, I would say, was Casey Schmidt hit another grand slam. That's 2 in a row. Absolutely phenomenal. He's got his batting average, almost up to 250, which is really nice to see. But the Giants left 8 guys in runners in scoring position, and they left 5 runners on base. Landon Routt went 1 2/3, gave up 4 hits, 6 runs, 5 walks, ERA of almost 4. It was not his best showing. Of 13 batters he faced, he threw 45 pitches and 21 were strikes for 47%. And a whip of 7.15. He definitely didn't have his stuff going. And then the relievers, unfortunately, had a bad showing. Bivens gave up a run, Beck gave up 2 runs, and Porter came in and gave up a run as well. Not good. They struck out 8 times. Just a bad game, really. Kershaw's really good, so you would kind of expect that. And then game 72 was supposed to feature Kyle Harrison and Dustin May, but Sean Jelly started the game because they traded Kyle Harrison and Jordan Hicks to the Boston Red Sox. So yes, the Giants traded Kyle Harrison and Jordan Hicks and 2 other pitchers to the Boston Red Sox for the services of Rafael Devers. I think he's better known as Rafi, and he is a big-time legitimate slugger. He was the face of the Boston Red Sox, and they got into a disagreement because Rafi plays third base, and I guess recently they signed a big-time third baseman, and they asked Rafi to go to first, and he basically refused. I guess he's one of these guys that just plays one position, and the other position's home plate, where he just dominates. So anyway, the guy refused to play another position. The management got frustrated with him since he's been with the team for 8 or so years, And Buster Posey was on top of it and made a deal to take over his contract. And so now the Giants have a big-time left-handed slugger named Rafi Devers. So that was kind of the end of the. Well, that actually happened right before Game 3 started. So Birdsong was ready to pitch. He was warming up in the bullpen, and then they told him to go talk to the coach and take a shower and get on a plane and leave. So that really kind of had to throw a wrench into the locker room, because they're all a pretty tight group, and Harrison is a local San Francisco product, and I'm sure it had to be difficult to, watch him pack his gear and leave. So Sean Jelly got the start, his first career start, which is, well deserving and long time coming, and he didn't really do too well. And so the Dodgers got on him a little early, and that was about it. I guess Casey Schmidt hit another grand slam, so that got the score a little bit closer. And the Giants, they fought back, and they made it a game, but unfortunately, we have an incoming caller here on the podcast. Oh, it's Buster Posey calling. I wonder what he wants. I'll have to talk to him later. Anyway, folks, that is the gist of what's going on. Now the Giants start a big series with the Cleveland Guardians, and I'm sure Rafi will be batting second, fourth, or fifth, one of those. And now we have a new superstar on our team. Hopefully Rafi will start launching balls over the right field fence into the water, just like Barry. That's kind of what I see is Rafi being, like our replacement Barry Bonds. Since Barry left, we haven't had any real excitement there from the left side of the plate. So that will be exciting. The person I do feel bad for is Wilmer Flores, because Rafi will be the DH most likely, or maybe he'll play third, and Wilmer can still DH. Wilmer's not a big time slugger like he used to be, but he still puts the ball in play and gets runs and comes in through the the difficult times and gets the job done. So I would hate to, see him get moved for no real reason. Anyway, I think Buster's the kind of guy that wants to keep around the older fellas, and this may be Wilmer's last year. I just hope he just stays with the club throughout the season and is still able to contribute like he has been, because it's really refreshing and nice. So the Giants drop 2 games to the Dodgers, and they pick up a slugger. I guess that is a pretty good swap. On the other side of this baseball news, the Padres are playing the Dodgers again, so there'll be some standing movement going on around this week for sure. Whoa. So anyway, folks, I'm going to wrap this podcast up. I did this section on the road. Might be why you hear some background noises, and I just saw some guy riding his bicycle with his dog next to him, next to the road. Like the dog was on the white line jogging, and we're like zipping by it at 60 miles an hour. Wow. Anyway, we're going to fight on now with the Guardians. So I'm not sure who's on the mound today, but we will do a post-game summary, and go Giants.